With the death of the last Neanderthals 28,000 years ago, modern humans would have had Europe to themselves. They were living in rock shelters like Lagar Vallejo, just miles from the Atlantic coast. This site was discovered quite by chance when a local farmer decided to bulldoze a path through his land.
The bulldozer just terraced all of this area. And at the end of that, he started to clean, scrape the back wall of the shelter. And it actually, if you look up, you can see very well the indentations left by the machine as it worked down from that ledge over there. It went down, it hit the rock at several places. But here there was a recess, so the shovel went down and then continued to work in that direction, and stopped.
The bulldozer exposed a burial site in the recess of the wall. And in December 1998, a team of Portuguese archaeologists moved in. They found the skeleton of a young boy who died 24,500 years ago, long after the last known Neanderthals died. The skeleton was very well preserved, virtually intact.
You can see the bulldozer hitting the rock there, and then coming down. So, and the skeleton was just over there, okay? So it came within inches, 3 centimeters of completely obliterating the whole thing. That we were able to find this skeleton is a miracle. It's just a miracle.
The archaeologists soon realized that this boy had been buried in some style. His body had been wrapped in an animal skin, which was covered in red ochre, a pigment used widely by early modern humans. A single pine branch had been lit, presumably to purify the grave in some sort of ritual. Among the remains, there were burial gifts, offerings, perhaps, to the spirits.
This was, you know, a ritual burial, and it was the first time we had such evidence of ritual burial for children from this time period.
The discovery of such an interesting new find attracted the attention of Eric Trinkhaus, a leading expert on prehistoric human anatomy. He wanted to see the bones for himself, up close. There was something odd about the skeleton, something that didn't fit.
One of the first things that I looked at is the lower jaw, and we have a set of baby teeth here. There were some forming permanent teeth that told us that this is a 4 to 5 year old child, and one of its prominent features is this very projecting chin area, which is a distinctively modern human characteristic. But as I worked further on it, one of the things I noticed was that the lower legs appeared to be awfully short for the size of the individual. And if you compare the lower leg bone to the length of the thigh bone, it is considerably shorter, whereas the top of it in an early modern human in Europe would be up here. That is a longer lower leg relative to the thigh, and this child clearly did not have it. And what, in fact, it has, if you compare the lengths of these, is a perfect match to Neanderthal children of the same age. It didn't strike me right away, but a few days after I was kind of chewing over this, I said, my God, it looks like a Neanderthal.
If this modern human boy had died at least 3,000 years after the Neanderthals went extinct, why should he have had such strange limb proportions? Trinkhaus's explanation was intriguing and controversial. The child's ancestors must have mated with a Neanderthal.
There weren't very many people around. They were all dirty, they were all smelly, they were all basically people. And hey, why not? Sex happens.
Here was the first possible evidence that Homo sapiens and Neanderthals may have mated and produced hybrid children. The news made headlines around the world. These two types of humans may have been lovers, not enemies. If true, this flew in the face of prevailing wisdom about human evolution.